Hello friends, welcome to Global Online University. Friends, in this video we are going to discuss some important MCQs on information and communication technology for your KSET examination. For more videos, to get our mock test series, okay, we are providing you 20 mock test series only for 299 rupees. To join for these mock test series, you can visit our website. Okay, the link is given in the website, and these mock tests you can give through our website and also through our WhatsApp groups. ಓಕೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಸೆಟ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದಂತೆ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು 20 ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿರೀಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಕೇವಲ 299 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿರೀಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿರೀಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಪೇಡ್ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮೂಲಕ ನೀಡಬಹುದು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಗೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ನೀವು ನೀಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ today's questions. Okay friends, here the question is, which of the following terms is the most closely related to main memory? Okay, which of the following terms is the most closely related to the main memory? Here options are: option A non volatile, option B permanent, option C control unit, option D temporary. Which is closely related with the main memory? Okay, here the right answer is option D temporary. Okay, ಈ ಕೆಳಗಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಮೆಮರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ನಾನ್ ವೊಲಟೈಲ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಶಾಶ್ವತ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಘಟಕ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ತಾತ್ಕಾಲಿಕ ಅಂದರೆ ಟೆಂಪ್ರರಿ. ಇವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿಗೆ, ಮುಖ್ಯ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ್ದು ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ temporary. Okay friends, I hope you got this. Okay, what about main memory we will discuss in the next slide. Okay friends, main memory, okay, it is also we can call it as RAM, random access memory. Okay, it is used, why we use RAM? It is used working memory of a computer system. Please remember this. Okay, RAM is used as the working memory of a computer. Then it stores input data, intermediate results, programs and other information only for a period of temporary. Please remember this. Okay, only for a period of temporary or temporarily. Okay, it is usually volatile. Okay friends, it is usually volatile. What do you mean by volatile? Okay, volatile means when your computer turns off, okay, then whatever data is saved on RAM or main memory, it will be lost. Here I have written, which means that all data will be lost when the power is turned off. When your computer or laptop turns off, whatever data was saved on main memory or on RAM, it will be deleted. Okay, RAM is both used for temporary storage and from a technical perspective it is only capable of temporary storage. This you have to remember friends, this is only capable to store the data for a temporary period. Okay, then the hard drive is capable of storing information after the computer turns off, but RAM is not. Okay, to store the data for permanently we go for ROM. Okay, when we save the data in our computer, in our pen drive. Okay, then once your computer turns off, any data that was in your RAM sticks is lost. Okay, so when your computer or laptop turns off, whatever data was saved on RAM, it will be lost. Okay, this is about main memory or RAM. Okay, let us go to the ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೇನ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಡೇಟಾಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಟೆಂಪ್ರರಿ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆದರೆ, ಪವರ್ ಕಟ್ ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಡೇಟಾ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. Who designed the first electronic computer ENIAC? Okay, ENIAC. Who designed this is an first electronic computer. Who designed it? Option A, Van Neumann. Option B, Joseph M. Jacquard. Option C, J. Presper Eckert and John W. Mauchly. Option D, none of the above. Friends, here the right answer is option C, J. Presper Eckert and John W. Mauchly. Okay, these two persons were invented first electronic computer ENIAC. Okay, ಮೊದಲ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಇನಿಯಾಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾರು ವಿನ್ಯಾಸಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಜೆ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಪರ್ ಎಕರ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಜಾನ್ ಡಬ್ಲ್ಯೂ ಮೋಚ್ಲಿ. Okay, please remember this. Okay friends, John J.W. Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert are the scientists credited with an invention of ENIAC. Okay, ENIAC computer, it stands for electronic. Okay, please remember this abbreviation: electronic, numerical, integrated and computer. Please remember this. This is the first, and also this computer is known as the first general purpose computer, electronic digital computer, completed in 1946. It is also first general purpose electronic digital computer. Okay, this was completed in the year of 1946. Okay, ಇದನ್ನ ಓಕೆ ಎನಿಯಾ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರು ಮೊದಲ ಜನರಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದನ್ನ 1946ರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನ್ಯಾಸಗೊಳಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. Okay friends, I hope you remember all these points. Let us go to the next question. In analog computer, okay, in analog computer, option A, input is first converted to digital form. Option B, input is never converted to digital form. Option C, output is displayed in digital form. Option D, all of the above. Friends, here the right answer is option B, input is never converted to the digital form. ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸಲಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ICT I discussed about analog computer. Okay, analog computers, so I don't discuss here. Let us go to the next question. Microprocessors has switching devices. Okay, microprocessors has switching devices are for which generation computers? Option A, first generation. Option B, second generation. Option C, third generation. Option D, fourth generation. I hope you all know the answer. It is fourth generation. Okay, ಸ್ವಿಚಿಂಗ್ ಸಾಧನಗಳಾಗಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಯಾವ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಯ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, then microprocessors are used in the computers of fourth generation. Please remember this friends. In one of my ICT videos I discussed about all the four generations. Please go through that video. Okay, then personal computers were possible due to the microprocessors. Okay, remember this line also. Personal microcomputers were possible due to the microprocessors. Microprocessors further revolutionized the development of computers. The first microprocessor called Intel 4004. Please remember this. The first microprocessor is Intel 4004 was developed by American Intel Corporation in 1971. Okay, microprocessor ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು ನಾವು 4ನೇ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದು 1970. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರನ್ನು ಇಂಟೆಲ್ 4004 ಇದನ್ನು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ಇಂಟೆಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ 1971. ಓಕೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅನುವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಗಿವ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೀ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ALU of a computer normally contains a number of high speed storage elements. These elements are called option A semiconductor memory, option B registers, option C hard disk, option D magnetic disk. Okay, ALU arithmetic logic unit of a computer, it contains a number of high speed storage elements. These elements are known as the registers. Okay, so option B registers is the right answer. ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನ ALU ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವೇಗದ ಶೇಖರಣಾ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಗಳು. ಓಕೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, here you can see some more information related to register. The ALU of a computer normally contains a number of high speed storage elements called registers. Okay, then the processor register or CPU register is one of a small set of data holding places that are part of the computer processor. Okay, register is the part of computer processor and it holds a small set of data holding places, okay, that are part of computer processor. And also friends, a register may hold instruction, a storage address or any kind of data. Okay, register can store any instruction, storage address and or any kind of data. And there are various types of registers are there. For example, you can see here AC, accumulator, data register, DR, address register, AR, then program counter, PCE, memory data register, MDR, index register, IR, memory buffer register, MBR. These are the various types of registers. Okay, please remember this also, and you can please remember these abbreviations: AC accumulator, DR data register, AR address register, PC program counter, MDR memory data register, IR index register, then MBR memory buffer register. Okay friends, I hope you will remember all these points. Now let us go to the next question. EBCDIC, okay, EBCDIC can code up to how many different characters? Option A 256, option B 16, option C 32, option D 64. Friends, the right answer is option A 256. EBCDIC ಎಷ್ಟು ವಿಭಿನ್ನ ಅಕ್ಷರಗಳನ್ನು ಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 256 256. What do you mean by EBCDIC? We will see in the next slide. Okay friends, EBCDIC can code up to 256 characters and EBCDIC stands for extended binary coded decimal interchange code. Please remember this friends. EBCDIC stands for extended binary coded decimal interchange code. It is a binary code for alphabetic and numeric characters that IBM developed for its larger operating system. Okay, EBCDIC is a binary code for alphabetic and numeric characters. It is developed by the IBM for what purpose? For larger operating systems. Okay, developed for larger operating systems. Then the main consequence of that difference is the number of characters that can be accommodated with each one. Okay, EBCDIC can accommodate up to 28 characters for a total 256 different characters. Okay, please remember all these points. Okay, here you have to remember the abbreviation of EBCDIC and it can code up to 256 different characters. Okay, these two are important points here, and also it is developed by the IBM. Okay, let us go to the next question. In comparison to secondary storage, primary storage is. Option A, slower and lesser expensive. Option B, faster and more expensive. Option C, faster and lesser expensive. Option D, slower and more expensive. Friends, the right answer for this question is option B, secondary storage are faster and more expensive in comparison to secondary storage. Sorry, primary storage is, okay, primary storage is faster and more expensive, okay, comparing to the ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್. ಓಕೆ, ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಶೇಖರಣೆಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸಿದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಣೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ರ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ದುಬಾರಿ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಆದರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ದುಬಾರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪೆನ್ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಿ ಡಿ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ. Okay, secondary memory, this type of memory is also known as external memory. Please remember friends, secondary memory is also known as the external memory and it is also non volatile. Okay, we can store the data for permanently. Okay, it is slower, secondary storage is slower than the main memory. Okay, secondary memory are mainly used to store the data permanently. ಓಕೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಮೆಮರಿ ಅಂತ ಇದು ನಾನ್ ವಾಲಟೈಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಇದನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಮೆಮರಿ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಮೇನ್ ಮೆಮರಿಗಿಂತ ರ್ಯಾಮ್ಗಿಂತ ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಲೋ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಮೆಮರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಮೆಮರಿಯನ್ನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನನ್ನು ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡಲು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. Regarding a VDU, which statement is more correct? Option A, it is an output device. Option B, it is an input device. Option C, it is a peripheral device. Option D, it is a hardware item. Okay, regarding VDU, the right answer is it is a peripheral device. Okay. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ? ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಎಂಬುದು ಒಂದು ಪೆರಿಪೆರಲ್ ಸಾಧನವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಸಾಧನ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಇದನ್ನು ಪೆರಿಪೆರಲ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಎಂಬುದು ಒಂದು ಪೆರಿಪೆರಲ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಪೆರಿಪೆರಲ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಚ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ computers or laptops. Okay, I will discuss in the next slide. Okay, regarding video, it is a peripheral device. Okay, please remember a video stands for, okay, video displays. Okay, what video will do? Video will displays images generated by a computer or other electronic ಡಿವೈಸ್. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಇಮೇಜಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಮೇಜಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಜನರೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ electronic devices. Okay, and the term video is often used synonymously with monitor also, but it can also refer to another type of display such as digital projector. Okay, the term video synonymously you can say monitor, but it is different. Okay, we can say it is another type of display. For example, digital projector. Okay, and video, it stands for visual display units. Okay, please remember this abbreviation. Video stands for visual display units. Okay, maybe a peripheral device or may be integrated with the other components. Okay, now we'll see about peripheral device. What do you mean by peripheral device? Peripheral device is generally defined as an auxiliary device. Okay, such as a computer, mouse, keyboard. Okay, then whatever devices we connect to the computers, these are known as the peripheral devices. Okay, mouse, keyboard. Okay, other examples are like expansion cards, graphics cards, image scanners, tape drivers, microphones. Okay, loudspeakers, webcams, digital cameras. Okay, these are the examples for peripheral device. Okay, the devices which are used to connect to the computer. Okay, this microphone I have connected to the laptop. Okay, then loudspeakers, webcams, keyboards, mouse. Okay, these are all known as the peripheral devices. Okay, let us move to the next question. Which of the following is a way to access secondary memory? Option A, random access memory. Option B, action method. Option C, transfer method. Option D, density method. Which of the following is a way to access the secondary memory? Right answer is random access memory. Okay, we access secondary memory through the RAM only. ಈ ಕೆಳಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಮೆಮೊರಿಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರವೇಶಿಸುವ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ರ್ಯಾಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ರ್ಯಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ. ಓಕೆ, it is the internal memory of the CPU. Okay, it stores data, programs and results, but only for temporarily. Okay, it is a read or write memory. Please remember friends, it is read or write memory which stores data until the machine is working. Once the computer switches off or when we turns off the computer, the data will be lost. Okay, RAM is volatile. Okay, volatile means when computer turns off, the whatever data is saved in the RAM, it will be erased. Oh, so RAM is volatile. Okay, and RAM is small both in terms its physical size and in the amount of data it can hold. Okay, and there are two types of RAM are there. One is SRAM, static RAM. Another one is DRAM, dynamic RAM. Please remember these two types of RAM. One is static RAM, SRAM. Another one is dynamic RAM, DRAM. Okay friends, let us go to the next question. Which of the following statements is correct? ಈ ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಯಾವುದು ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ? Option A, here the statements are related to virus. Okay, computer virus improves the speed of processing information through the computer. We can say this sentence is wrong. Okay, virus does not improve the speed of the computer. Okay, then the internet does not allow a virus to spread. No, the internet will allow the virus to spread. We can say this is also wrong. Then virus is a part of software. Option D, virus is an operating system. No, virus is not an operating system. So the right answer is virus is a part of software. Okay, ವೈರಸ್ ಎಂಬುದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಂಸ್ಕರಿಸುವ ವೇಗವನ್ನು ಸುಧಾರಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವೈರಸ್ ಹರಡಲು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅನುಮತಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ತಪ್ಪು. ವೈರಸ್ ಒಂದು ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ತಪ್ಪು. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಉತ್ತರ ಯಾವುದು? ವೈರಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್. ವೈರಸ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ನ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗವಾಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್ virus is a part of software. This question may arise. Okay, let us go to the next question. Okay, then here some more information is there related to virus. A computer virus is a type of computer program that when executed replicates itself, modifying other computer programs and insert its own code. What virus will do? When virus enters the computer, okay, it executes or replicates itself by modifying other computer programs. It will modify the other computer programs and it will insert its own code. Then we can say the affected areas are then said to be infected by computer virus. Okay, please remember this. Let us here you have to remember virus is a part of software. Okay, let us go to the next question. An error in software or hardware is called a bug. Okay, an error in software or hardware is called a bug. What is the alternative computer jargon for it? Option A, leech. Option B, squid. Option C, slug. Option D, glitch. Okay, the right answer here is option D, glitch. Okay, an error in software or hardware is known as the bug, and the alternative computer jargon for it is glitch. ಓಕೆ, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ನಲ್ಲಿನ ದೋಷ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನ ಭಾಷೆ ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ಗ್ಲಿಚ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪಿಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಎನ್ ಎರರ್ ಇನ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಬಗ್, ದೆನ್ ಗ್ಲಿಚ್ is an alternative computer jargon for it. Okay, please remember this. Let us go to the next question. Okay, an application program that helps the user to change any number and immediately see the result of the change is an application program that helps the user to change any number and immediately see the result of that change is known as option A, desktop publishing program, option B, database, option C, spreadsheet, option D, all of the above. Friends, the right answer is option C, spreadsheet. Okay, ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ಬದಲಿಸಲು ಮತ್ತು ಬದಲಾವಣೆಯ ಫಲಿತಾಂಶವನ್ನು ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೋಡಲು ಬಳಕೆದಾರರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡುವ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ಶೀಟ್. Okay, the next question is, which of the following is used only for data entry and storage and never for processing? Okay, here are okay, which of the following is used only for data entry and storage and never for processing? Here are some devices are there. From these devices, which device we will use only for data entry and for storage? Option A, mouse, option B, dumb terminal, option C, microcomputer, option D, dedicated data entry system. Friends, this question you have to comment in this question for you have to answer the question in the comment box. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಕೆಳಗಿನವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಡಿವೈಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೇವಲ ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನು ನಮೂದಿಸಲು ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಗಾಗಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಾಗಿ ಎಂದು ಬಳಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ? ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್, ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ processing? Mouse, dumb terminal, microcomputer, dedicated data entry system. Friends, please comment the answer in the comment box. Okay friends, thank you very much. Thank you for watching this video. Okay, if you want to enroll for our mock test series, please contact to the given number. And friends, I assure you that these mock tests are very helpful in your examination. Okay, sometimes we may lose in only 6 marks, in 8 marks or 6 to 10 marks. This mock test will surely boost your score in paper 1. ಈ mock test ಸೀರೀಸ್ಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೋರನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಲು ತುಂಬ ಸಹಾಯಕವಾಗಿವೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ mock test ಸೀರೀಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಎನ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.